Thanks for joining on CGTN. This official visit of Prime Minister Starmer has yielded a series of concrete outcomes. So how do you interpret the MOUs and the governmental documents?
I think they're very significant. It's been, as we all know, 8 years since a Prime Minister from the United Kingdom has visited China. And that has created a vacuum and a gap which needed to be filled very, very rapidly from a business perspective. And the MOUs are the tangible outcomes and the agreements that have been signed. And I think people need to look below the surface of the MOUs at substantially what is being proposed, because it's really meaningful, I think. I think in particular, for example, services are a major component of the UK economy, a major strength of the UK economy, and somewhere where we believe that we can contribute a great deal to support China. China needs more services. Large British companies should be engaging today in China, particularly as they want to grow their businesses through collaboration and cooperation. British companies need to think about their domestic capabilities in China. So we had an example from one company that said that they developed a product domestically in China for the Chinese consumer, which is now going global. So it just shows you that China is now the source of global trends. Increasingly, you're developing product capability in China and taking that overseas.
So China is more like a powerhouse of innovation.
It is definitely, yeah. And to be able to do that, you need to cooperate and collaborate, and you need to understand the market very, very thoroughly.
So it's not just simple buying and selling relations.
Not anymore, no. And the same is true, by the way, of the Chinese companies coming into the UK. I think the idea that you can just export won't last. It's not feasible. You have to engage in the local community as well.
In general, how do you assess this trip by the Prime Minister Keir Starmer?
It's been a huge relief, I have to say. First and foremost, to have the Prime Minister here, the big business delegation, the Secretary of State for Business and Trade, which is the equivalent of your Ministry of Commerce. They've been very, very active. They've been very, very busy. And that, more importantly than all of that, is they've obviously had their very high-level meetings with the President, with the Premier, with the Minister of Commerce, and a number of other officials in China. And those have been critically important. But they've also spent a lot of time with the business delegation. And the business delegation, of course, loves that. And they've learned, I think, from the business delegation just how important this trip has been and just how important the Chinese market is for so many British businesses.